All right, now let's get back to our top story here on RT, and that is that a UK court has ruled in favour of an extradition of the Wikileaks founder Julian Assange to Sweden to face sexual assault charges. And let's get some more details now with investigative journalist Tony Gosling on this. So, didn't take long for the court to rule on this extradition to Sweden. Do you think there was perhaps a particular swaying point for the judge in his decision?
Well, I mean, I'm getting a bit of déjà vu. I don't know about you, but this is like the sort of decision that Britain used to accuse the Soviet bloc of back during the Cold War, which is really the politicisation of the courts. This is an obscure little magistrates court in south-east London, next to the biggest high-security prison in the country, where this decision's been made, not where you would expect, maybe in central London. And I think that it's a dangerous decision. Essentially what's happening here is that Wikileaks is being sabotaged by the British judicial system. There haven't even been charges laid in Sweden against Assange, and it just seems to me like this is a blatant piece of victimisation.
So if there haven't been any solid charges being placed against Julian Assange, then why would a UK court rule to extradite him in the first place to Sweden?
Good question, and actually there is some evidence, but it doesn't seem, even in Sweden, enough evidence to reach the stage of charging him with rape, even though the rape criteria in Sweden are very different to some other parts of Europe. So this is a very worrying decision, and it seems to me deliberately designed to keep Assange in jail, because it looks like, certainly from what the Guardian's been reporting today, that he is actually going to be kept in custody. Now, this is an act of sabotage against Wikileaks, and also there's the other aspect of this, which is that by going to Sweden, this is a way by the back route, because it's actually a lot easier to extradite Assange to the United States from Sweden. This is a back route of getting around all the political problems there would be of extraditing Assange directly from Britain to the United States.
All right, now, Tony, as I'm talking to you at the moment, we're showing live pictures right here on RT of Julian Assange outside the courthouse in the UK addressing the media right now. It's well known that Assange is expected to appeal this decision. Some say it could take months. What's your forecast here? How long could this appeal take?
Well, it seems what's happening is a sort of classic old-style system. Or what they're doing is they're trying to bog Assange down with this legal court case to take his attention away, to stop him running Wikileaks. And if it's going to drag out to the summer, this is going to act in favour of the Western powers and the United States particularly, and against those people who are trying to leak material via Wikileaks. Now, Wikileaks are not 100% kosher, shall we say, because there are some questions over the funding from people like George Soros are alleged to be funding it, and there are questions about him. But at the end of the day, we've got to have these websites out there, like Cryptome, which I can remember back from the 1990s, OpenLeaks, and now Wikileaks too. This is a really important way that we can get round some of the, I think, obsessive secrecy that's going on in international diplomacy right now. And one of the things that's come out constantly through the Wikileaks is the attempts by Western powers to demonise places like Iran and Libya and other countries in the Middle East, and really to build up a case for occupation and invasion, as we saw, of course, with Iraq. And Wikileaks is actually quite a powerful tool to stop that happening. Now, imagine if we go back to 70 years, if there'd been a Wikileaks around during the run-up and during the Second World War, whether the attacks on the Jews would have been allowed to happen if this information had been more freely available of what was going on at the time. And I think Wikileaks is really a valuable thing, and equivalent websites to it today. That's why I think this is an act of sabotage, and that Julian Assange needs all the help he can get right now.
All right, investigative journalist Tony Gosling, as we're talking to you, we've been showing these live pictures of Julian Assange addressing the reporters and the press outside the UK courthouse in London. Anyway, Tony, fascinating insight. Thank you very much.